Hey guys, what are words? What are words? Hey, what's words? Hey guys, my name's Alanna and I'm a Canadian, but I have been living here in the UK for the last 8 years. Also, I'm ill. I don't know how obvious that is sound-wise. I also took a lot of cold medicine before turning this camera on, so that may have been a mistake. Is anybody else sick? I feel like everybody's sick. That's literally not the point of this video. I've been in the UK for 8 years now, and wow. 8 years, mortality. Do you ever just think about that? That's not the point of this video either. I find it so fascinating how my language and my word choice has changed since living among the Brits. I get it if you move abroad as a kid, right? Like you're just a little kid, your voice is gonna change, your words are gonna change. But as an adult, I didn't really think it was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Wow, that lem sip is really hitting. So today I wanted to share some of the British words and phrases that I now use without noticing. They're just natural to me now, which is wild. Let's begin with the mail. Now, in North America, you would actually call this mail, and the human being who delivers said mail is the mailman. Creative, I know. Now, I noticed recently that I no longer use those words. It just happened like magic. To me, this is the post, and it is delivered by the postie. Now, postman, I think is perfectly acceptable, but I personally love the slang postie because I just love it. Do I need a reason? I meant to save some post to use in this clip, but I forgot, so I dug this out of our recycling. I just realized this one was from H&M Revenues and Customs. My favorite people. So yeah, the postie comes. Why are they always in shorts? It's so cold. Do you know what I mean? And I get that they're outside and they're walking and stuff, but surely your little calves are cold. Postie's a great word though. I love it. It's one of my new favorites. It's a good word. What else is there to say? Next up in British words that I say normally now is rubbish, which this post is actually rubbish. Now in North America, what do you call this? This is garbage, right? It's garbage. But something about rubbish, satisfying. And I never really appreciated it. I had a coffee. Do you guys know where I put my coffee? In addition to calling garbage rubbish now, I also like using rubbish as an adjective to describe something, you know, like, oh yeah, we got pizza from that place, but it was rubbish. It's a great word. And it's so versatile. It's funny what memories you associate with words. So for me, growing up, I was a big Harry Potter kid. I read all the books. I watched all the movies. I dressed up as Hermione to one of the opening nights. Yes, I just shared that with you. Don't tell anyone I said that. And for some reason, the word rubbish makes me think of like Ron Weasley. That was my real introduction to like British stuff as a kid. Was the Harry Potter movies, and something about that word, it just makes me think of Ron Weasley. I don't know why. So it's very funny now as an adult using rubbish in a way that just feels normal now. I just say it. Situations like, is this rubbish? Is that rubbish? I love throwing stuff out, by the way. So I ask my partner all the time, is this rubbish? Can I throw this out? Is this rubbish? Yeah, I use it often. Is that rubbish? Is this rubbish? Do you ever say a word too many times that it no longer sounds like a word? That is happening right now. And with rubbish, we need to talk about the bin. This is not level. Just pretend that it is. Welcome to the ground. This is my bin. I feel like we're sharing a lot about each other today. Now back in Canada and America, this is called the garbage. Now you might be saying, Alanna, you called the rubbish the garbage, in which case you'd be right, because they both have the same name. That's right, this rubbish, technically this could be recycled. Just bear with me for this example. This rubbish goes in the bin. In America, this garbage goes in the garbage. That's a literal sentence. I feel like we just got tired of naming things, you know? We wanted, you know, North American English to be different than British English. And we're like, well, I don't want to call it rubbish in a bin. Let's pick a different word. And so we picked garbage. And they said, garbage for which thing? And we said, yes, both. So nowadays, I do call this rubbish, and the rubbish goes in the bin. Where's your bin? Is this the bin? I'm taking out the bins. Don't forget, it's bin day tomorrow. But for 20 plus years, I called it garbage. The garbage goes in the garbage. It's garbage day tomorrow. The garbage men are coming to collect the garbage that's in the garbage. It's insanity. Oh, my knees. It's actually bin day today. I can hear them outside. Hold on, let me just fix this. Another British word that is normal to me now, and it is a personal favorite, and that is tat. Now, I'm not totally certain what the North American equivalent would be. If there's any Americans watching, not usually, but hi. Tell me if you can think of the American term for this word. So tat, as in something that has no value or very little value. When I think of tat, I think of being at a boot fair. Guess what? Boot fair is a different one. We don't call that in North America, but that's not on the list, so we can't talk about it. You're at a boot fair and you're like looking at something that people are selling and you're like, God, it's just a load of old tat in it. It's definitely not... It's not necessarily a nice word. You know, you might not want to say it to the seller's face, but I am saying it to my partner on the sly, like, it's a bit of old tat. It's something that has little to no value. So what would you say in Canada and the US? I don't know. Crap, probably. North America, we use crap a lot to describe things, kind of like rubbish, something that's bad, low value, low quality. Oh, that's crap. Oh, don't buy that. That's crap. Maybe that. But for some reason, certainly it doesn't feel as fun as saying tat. Just don't say it to anybody's face. Now, if you've made it this long into the video, thank you. What a mess this probably turned out to be, but thank you so much. You're wonderful. I do have a little bit of an announcement, which is very exciting. And if you want to skip it, that's totally cool. I'll probably put chapters in this video so you can do that easily, but I am launching YouTube memberships. What? I know. If you would like to receive exclusive content while supporting me directly, you can sign up through YouTube to YouTube memberships. There are 3 different tiers, and each tier gets different perks. The first tier, you are going to get an exclusive full-length video every week that will not ever be posted to the YouTube audience at large. For the next tier, you'll get the exclusive video plus access to our community-only chat room on Discord. It's a lovely place, some really funny people in there. I'm in there every day, and 24-hour early access to my YouTube videos. And the top tier, you get all of the previous stuff, plus a monthly postcard from me and a monthly live stream. I have been running this exclusive content on Patreon for like the last 5 years or so, but I know some people don't like Patreon or can't be bothered to go over to Patreon, whatever it is, I totally get it. So I'm going to be offering all of that exclusive stuff here on YouTube memberships, so you don't have to go anywhere. I'm really proud of the exclusive content, so if you want to check it out and support me, you can subscribe. There'll be a subscribe button down below if you want to check it out. No worries if not. I'll cry myself to sleep. No, I'm just kidding. I've had to sleep sitting up for the last couple of days because I'm so congested, I can't lay down. So I've been sleeping sitting up. That's unrelated to this. Anywho, thank you so much for your support over the years. If you want to get exclusive content, it's available here on YouTube. No worries if not. I hope you're liking this video. It's probably a bit chaotic. I feel a bit chaotic. Anyway, I think that was all I wanted to say. So hope you're having a great beginning of 2024, and that's all I gotta say. I'll stop talking now. That's not true. We'll go back to the rest of this video where I continue talking. Next up, I would like to talk about the washing. We got Domino's last night and I haven't put the boxes away. Please don't look at the way that I live. Okay, so what's the big deal with the washing machine? So in America, this is a washing machine. In the UK, guess what? Also a washing machine. In North America, you would say, I'm doing the laundry. Here, however, and what I've started saying fairly recently, I feel like, is I'm putting the washing on. Isn't words funny? Can you come closer? So my partner and I divvied up the chores. I don't mind doing the washing because it's fairly simple. It's not that gross. It's way better than like cleaning the bathrooms. Do you know what I mean? And that is a word that I still say. I don't say toilet because I just can't. Maybe next year, but not this year. So for me, I'm putting the washing on. Do you have anything for the washing? I'm doing the washing. Those types of sentences are things that I would say. Interestingly, the washing up would be the dishes. So, North America, laundry, I'm doing the laundry, I'm doing the dishes. UK, I'm putting the washing on, or I'm doing the washing up, as in the dishes. Language. Who decides? Do you know what I mean? But I definitely say washing. Now I'm putting the washing on, I'm doing the washing. Do you have anything for the washing? Like those types of things. And yes, my washing machine does live in the kitchen. That in and of itself is very British. Normally in North American homes, you'll find this in its own room. If you have a laundry room, which I miss that a lot. Or like in the basement, you know, like away from high traffic areas, you'd have your washing machine and your dryer. We don't have a dryer. I just have a heated clothes thing inside, but I'm not really sure what the point of that sentence was. And to be honest, I have to do the washing tonight. Do you have anything that needs to go in the washing? Just let me know, because I gotta do it tonight. Another word that I say that I don't realize that I'm saying is carrier bags. Also, my clothes horse thing. Drying rack. What do you call that? Leave a comment down below. Carrier bags. Now, we have two versions here, I would argue. We have a traditional carrier bag, and we have a bag for life. But for this example, we're going to refer to these as carrier bags. Now, aren't all bags designed to carry things? Let's think about that for a second. In Canada, what would I call this? I'd call it a bag for simplicity, or perhaps a plastic bag. A bag carries things. So in my mind, carrier bag is two words. You don't need to say both. Do you know what I mean? They both mean the same thing. But I do find myself saying carrier bag now, like when I'm going to go to Sainsbury's and I shout to my partner and I'm about to leave and I'm like, oh my God, can you throw me down a carrier bag? Because I don't want to pay for them. Or like I say, I'm just about to pop over to Tesco, but I need to get a carrier bag. And actually, pop, as in going someplace, is very British. We're discovering all sorts of things today. But carrier bag is a funny one. Carrier bag. Bags that carry things. Do some bags not carry things and thus are not called a carrier bag? Unsure. I don't have anywhere to say this one other than just sitting here because it's kind of abstract, but a word that I love and I now say unironically is faff, as in faffing around. So in my mind, it means when you are taking a long time or you're like doing things that are not necessary or sort of like faffing around when something could be very straightforward. And again, I'm not really sure what you would say in North America to portray this scenario. You're taking a long time, you're dilly-dallying. Is that British or is that North American? You know, you're taking too much time, you're dilly-dallying, you're faffing around, you're taking words. I don't have a lot to say about this one other than I think it's really fun. I started saying it just to be funny because it feels like a very British word and I kind of was just saying it like to be silly, and now I just say it unironically. Like, my partner and I are going out somewhere and he's, you know, running around doing stuff and I'm like, can you stop faffing about and let's go? Now, I have been documenting my journey here in the UK on YouTube for what, 6 years? It's been a long time. And I remember, this was maybe my first year on YouTube, and maybe you remember this video. Way long ago, I did a video talking about how is it appropriate to use British words, or is that rude? And the idea being, I want to assimilate and I want to use the words that British people use, like lift instead of elevator, but it doesn't come naturally to me back then. And of course, with my accent, it sounds kind of funny. So the whole concept of that video was like, is it appropriate to say the British word, even if it's not natural, even if it sounds weird, or stay true to myself and say the word I would naturally say? And it's so funny thinking about that now, 8 years later. First off, my voice is different in those early videos than it is now. My cadence is different. My cadence is more British. It's not super noticeable in this video because I am so congested. I sound weird anyway. But those old videos, my voice, obviously young, you know, 8 years, not 8 years, but like a long time ago. But my voice is different, which is just wild. On one hand, I want to assimilate and speak like an English person. I want to say the phrases that you would say. I want to say the English words because I'm in England and I want to be respectful and I want to say, you know, just like you would. In terms of that sort of predicament, I decided that I would say the words that came to me naturally, and perhaps over time the British word would come naturally. And now, 8 years later, I am here and I'm saying faffing around just cause I love it. And it has become natural. Words are crazy. Next up, I would like to talk about pissed. Pretend this pint glass is full for this demonstration. Now, pissed is an interesting word because it is a word that we use in North America, but it typically has a different meaning. However, I now say it in the British sense. So for example, in the US, you might say, I told that man I scratched his car by accident. Wow, he was pissed. In the UK, I have said, while at the pub and you see a man staggering out, you go, Christ, he's pissed. So originally I would use this word in an angry sense, like this person is angry, they're pissed. But here in the UK, of course, it's typically, I guess you could use it that someone was angry, but 9 times out of 10 you're using it in somebody is extremely drunk, somebody is pissed. It's a Friday night, maybe you're coming home from dinner and you see some people staggering to and from the pub and you're like, wow, they're pissed already. Here's an interesting side rant. Sometimes I cannot tell if a person is angry or just shouting. Let me explain. The other day I was out with my partner and I heard this guy shouting, right? Like shouting. Now in Canada, you hear someone shouting, that's a fight. Period. That's what it is. Somebody is shouting, somebody is fighting. But here, that is not always the case. And I have a really hard time figuring out whether that person is angry shouting or banter, taking the piss, maybe a bit drunk shouting, but it's a friendly shout. Does that make sense? Because in North America, you hear someone shouting, they're angry, they're fighting, that's why they're shouting. But here, it's not always the case. And so often I'll have to say to my partner, is that person angry or is that person just shouting? Another British word that I say that I don't realize has to do with this. Now this is our little kind of first aid sort of supplement thingy we have in the kitchen because when I am cooking, I often cut myself. And not to get too graphic, blood everywhere. And so in our little bucket thing, we have plasters. Now this is a bandage, an adhesive bandage, but Brits like to call it plaster or plasters, and now so do I. Now what's interesting, and actually for a lot of words that Americans use, I would call this a band-aid. That's what I called it for, 20 plus years, a band-aid. But that is actually a brand. I never realized how many words we use back in North America that are actually brands. So band-aid, Kleenex instead of like a tissue, Jello instead of, I don't even know what you'd call that, but the brand is called Jello. Q-tip, pretty sure that's a brand, and that's a cotton swab. There's so many words. Advil, I say Advil. I actually still do this. When I want ibuprofen, I'll say Advil. Advil is a brand. You don't get Advil in the UK, but I still just instinctively say that. So like if I'm talking to my partner and I need ibuprofen, a painkiller, I'll say, can you get me an Advil? We don't have Advil in this house. We don't own that brand. You can't get it here, but I still say it. It's wild. Maybe by next year I'll lose that one and I'll start saying ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is just like a long word to say, you know what I mean? Advil. just faster. Anywho, what else has been happening in my life? Oh, I tried hot ball roll for the first time. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out here. I had a lot of fun making it. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!